Angels of Enlightenment. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Also, please press the notification button so each time I post, you will get notified. Also, check me out on my other platforms, my Telegram, my YouTube, my Rumble, and here on YouTube. Well, I don't know. I was hesitant to come on because I was like, you know what? Maybe somebody can relate to what I'm going to talk about, right? So today, I went to work. And I have this new case that I'm doing, right? And it's been pretty intense. Okay. So today I went to work. I have a case that I don't really like, but I have to take because I have to translate for this specific case that I have. Right? So let me tell you this. So I go to the jail today, right? Because I had to go translate for a family, for a different agency. So they hired me from a different agency to translate because I was the only translator there is, and plus I work with kids. So this was pretty interesting. So I go to the jail. It was the first time I meet the family. Like the first few times that I did go, it was just me by myself, getting to know the person that I had to go translate. So obviously there's a selective cops in this specific place that I go to, that I used to go to years ago, and now I have to go to because it's my job. Now it's like my job. Before I had to go to because it was their dad, right? So I haven't been to a jail in years. Their dad's been gone for 10 years. It's been 10 years. So the dad's been gone for 10 years, but I used to go visit him at the jail, the same place now that I have to go translate at. So here are the shenanigans. So I go, I meet with the family, and then we have to check in, and obviously we got some, like literally I had to like take off my vest. I had to do that, which is understandable because the last time when I went, we went into a different room. It wasn't the big room where all the inmates go in, and you know what I'm saying? So it was a different room, so I understood. Because when I used to do visits, I would have to like put everything in a locker and everything to go to a specific room to see the inmate, which was their dad. So the door's open. So they let us in. We have to like go. It was ridiculous. It was my fucking boots. My boots that I had on kept on going off. What the fuck? Only my luck today. So right there started strange. Right there, right? So I go into the jail and we go in. So the door opens from the jail. And I'm with the family because I have to go translate, obviously. So it wasn't a whole bunch of inmates. It was just a dad. Like they had to go see, you know. So it was strange. So I go in, the family comes in, and the worker goes in. And it was strange because when I used to go visit their dad at the jail, I would sit in that specific spot, which was fucking weird. And then, so I'm like talking to the, you know, interacting with with the kids or whatever, before they take the father out to come and see the kids. Because at the jail you can have visitations, which I think it's pretty cool that the dad gets to see their kids. You know what I mean? So I was looking and I thought he was there. I thought literally their dad was there. It was crazy. It was like what? It was like a what the fuck moment, right? It was like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? So it brought me back memories like when I used to take my son to go see his father at the jail. So I had it was just, I didn't dawn on me until I got home like hours ago. And I've been in my office and I was thinking about the whole scenario and everything. And I was like, I kind of like had a breakdown. I had like, you know, when that person's never coming back, Like they're never coming back. Never coming back. So that right there like triggered me because I was like, because it brought me back memories when I used to go see him at the jail with our kid, with our son, because I used to take our son to the jail until he said, like, look, I don't want my son coming here anymore. So I stopped bringing our son to the jail to go see their dad. So it was just like mind boggling because at the end, right? At the end, like when we were leaving, like before we left, the child, I can't say, the child said, how many minutes do we have? Right? And the look on his face, right? The look on this little boy's face, because the boy's only like 6 years old, right? 5, 6 years old. And he knew like he was counting the time, like how long he had left with his dad, like to visit his dad. It was the saddest part. It was like so, like, it was sad. Like my job is so sad. And so I was like, Papi, so I talked to him in Spanish. I was like, Papi, no te preocupes por la hora. Like, don't worry about the time. Just, no te preocupes, okay? That's why I kept on telling him, no te preocupes, sigue con tu cosa, you know. So, you know, we just let him go and he was just like playing with his father or whatever. And then the guard was like, it's time to go. I was like, fuck. Because I felt the energy in the room. You know what I mean? Like I felt it. Like, because it brought me back to like when my son was little compared to like him, right? Like he's older, he could think, like he can think for himself. When I brought my kid to the jail, he didn't think for himself. He was just still a baby, right? So when we were leaving the jail, like when we were leaving, you know, out the door, you know, I remember he gave him like the biggest hug in the world. And all I could do was just put my head down and kept on walking because it's not really my case. I'm just there to translate, right? For the agency. But I had to be a witness of all this, you know what I mean? And it's like, so like I was in my office just like, I've been here for quite a while because just like, I don't know, and this dawned on me, like, I was thinking about like their dad and like how I used to go to the jail. And like when I like, you know, because when you're in the jail, they have like the glass, like you can't touch the person, you can't like interact with, like you could only like talk to them through the glass, literally through the fucking glass. Like you can't hug them, you can't kiss them, you can't, nothing. So it was just crazy because I thought like I was sitting here and all I kept on remembering was that specific spot where I used to sit when I used to go visit their father. It's the same jail, whatever. And then it was like, it brought me back memories, like, but also like I felt like he was there or like he was going to come out. Like it was just like, what the fuck? So I had like a breakdown moment. And I was like, he's never, and like clicking on myself, like seeing that little boy and his dad and also experience it, but also my own personal experience with their own dad, right? I'm like, why? The ones that suffer the most are the kids. Because I remember their father saying the last time I took our son to the jail, he's like, I don't want him here. And I said, why? He's like, because it's not fair to him. He doesn't deserve me being here. I was like, huh. He shouldn't see me here. And I was like, okay. So, and that's what I said. I never brought him back. And now I'm seeing another child go through the same thing, but they're like, but this one is different. Like obviously the stories are different, scenarios are different, everything is just different. And times are different than they were back then. So it's like just seeing that little, just seeing his face. It's just like he knew, like he's not gonna see him for a while. You know what I mean? Like it's sad. It's just sad. It just breaks my heart. And little boys need their fathers. I don't care what anybody says. Like I'm raising 3 boys on my own, and I can't be a father because I don't know what it is to be like a man. I don't know. But I know like the struggles that men go through, like their mental health. Because I was with their dad for like 15 years and he had like a lot of mental health issues. And like he was an alcoholic and also he used to do a lot of drugs. So he was a drug addict. But that wasn't later until life. You know what I mean? Like when his brother committed suicide, that's when it all started. So when his brother committed suicide, he was 22. I remember it was January 4th, 2003. No, 2004, sorry. It was 2004. I remember because him and I were living together at his mother's, and I was still in high school. And he was working at a factory at the time. And he would do overnights. And he called me from work. He's like, babe, like something's off. I don't feel right. And he was working the graveyard shift. He was working the third shift before he became a mechanic. So he used to do the graveyard shift. And so like he just felt uneasy that night. And I was like, you know what? If you don't feel right, just come home. I was like, just give it a little bit, just test it out, test out the waters. I remember the conversation. I could remember this day like it was fucking yesterday. And then he's like, something just doesn't feel right. I can't breathe. Because he has asthma and I had asthma, so thank God I had an asthma pump. So that was funny. That part wasn't funny, but you know what I mean. So when he got home, he was all right. He didn't need the asthma pump. So he was like, he's like, look, he's like, I'm just gonna go to bed. So he didn't get home until like 3 something in the morning. Because I remember he called me about like 1-ish, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I had to go to school literally a few hours. So, well, guess what? 7 o'clock in the morning, I remember 7 fucking o'clock in the morning. Bangs on the door, boom, 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 boom. And he bangs on the door. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, dude, like, it's been a crazy night. Like, what is going on? So, because at the time we were living in the living room. We were staying in the living room at his mother's. And, he, what was it? His dad just like bangs. He's like, it's Tommy. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, who the hell is that? Because I never met his dad before. I met his brother, but I never met his dad. So he's like, Keith jumps up and gets the door and he's like, what the fuck? Like, he's like, your brother committed suicide. He hung himself. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, that was a crazy day. So from there, he just went downhill from there. Like he tried, like he went to rehab many times and never worked. So like today was just pretty crazy. Today was like literally I thought he was gonna come out or he was behind me. Like it was strange. Today was very strange. And then I see these numbers. I kept on seeing 1111. And hear this, when the guard gave me the keys to the box, because I had like to take off my badge and all this stuff, and I had to put it in this little locker. I was like, shit, I haven't done this in fucking years. I was like, how does this even work? So I was like, oh, duh, Eve, stupid. So and I put all my shit, and so the keys, it said 1111. It was crazy. It was wild. It was 1111. And I was like, that's pretty strange. And then like I kept on seeing synchronicities after that. Like I had to go shopping and do a few things or whatever. And it was a strange evening today, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I just wanted to say maybe some of you guys might relate to what I went like to what I experienced. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because it's like, you know, it's been 10 years. He's been gone for 10 years. And it's gotten better, like, but certain like holidays, obviously, because we spent all the holidays together. And especially Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter were and our birthdays. And Mother's Day. He even though if we were not together, he always spent Mother's Day with me, regardless if we were together or not. Um, like if he even had a girlfriend or whatever, like he would still spend Mother's Day with me. So it was pretty neat. But yeah, so I was like, maybe somebody can relate to this story. I don't know. I just had to get it off my chest. It was just like, go online. Just talk about it. Just talk about it, Eve. Just talk about it. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that. Yeah, it's been strange lately. Yeah. But that's it. That was my story time for today. I think I'm going to go and enjoy my evening. Tomorrow's Saturday. I don't know. I might come back in a few minutes just to probably throw some cards and see what the energy is. Even though I was just like sobbing for like ever. Because it's like, what the fuck? Like I love my job, but I don't know, it's just sad stories. Like, and especially it brings up stuff from your own past that you went through, you know what I mean? Because like, this chick has been, like, a lot of us has been through a lot of shit. Not just me, but a lot of us. So, yeah. Well, so yeah. So please like, subscribe, share, comments. Also, please press the notification button so each time I post, you will get notified. Also, check me out my other platforms, my Telegram, my YouTube, my Rumble, here on YouTube. You guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you guys soon.